and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Michala, and in today's video I'm going to be updating my new gaming journal with spreads for the game Pokemon Pokopia. It's a game that came out last month and I've been really loving it, and since I only set up my gaming journal this month, I don't have any spreads for games in here yet, so I thought what better way to try out making spreads for a game than with a game I'm currently obsessed with. So I hope to do some spreads for tracking quests and dailies, some spreads for inspiration, as well as maybe a spread for my favorite Pokemon. So I hope to give you inspiration whether you just started playing or whether you've been playing it for a long time. Hopefully some of these ideas will be applicable to you. And if you don't have the game, I think that what I'm going to do could be translated to Animal Crossing, if that's a game you play. So if that sounds good, stick around and we'll light this candle and get started. With that lit, let's flip to where I have kind of sketched out my ideas a little bit. Here are the spreads I did to start off my journal, and I filmed these. If you want to take a look at that video, it's on my channel. I had a different video planned for today actually, but I didn't really have everything ready for that idea, and then I just kind of thought to myself, what would I like to be journaling about right now? And Pokopia came to my mind. So I set up my gaming journal earlier in April, and it's still April when I'm filming this, so I didn't really plan to do another gaming journal video so soon, but I've really been loving Pokopia and playing it pretty much every night. I mean, right now I haven't played it in a couple nights actually, but usually I'm playing it every night and listening to an audiobook. It's such a fun, relaxing game, and I found myself wanting to have journal spreads to reference. So before I get too much further in the game, I thought I should stop and make some spreads in here. I have printed out a bunch of things. This is a Pokemon sticker that one of my brothers gifted me a little while ago, and I've just kept it, but I thought maybe I could use it somewhere in here. I have some purple grid paper that is left over from a ring binder inserts that I got, that I'm thinking of folding and making like a little fold out thing in here. So I might go ahead and fold this in a second. I have some more purple paper for an area down here I was thinking of doing. I have two different titles that I did in just different colors, but both from Canva, and I just made this one purpley pink, and this is more the traditional colors. I have some Polaroid looking, if you can see even the edge of that, Polaroid looking photos from my in-game builds, as well as some inspirational ones that I also put together in Canva, and then I have this little ditto that I drew in Procreate, and then this one I just gave it a coffee cup with a little ditto on it. I don't even know why. I literally drew these today. I just wanted a ditto sticker, and I didn't really want to just take ditto from the internet, although I think that'd be perfectly fine if you did, just to use in your journal. Anyway, yeah, I made my own. I have those, and then I have some more inspirational builds. These are supposed to look like little Polaroids. I just need to cut them out. And actually, one of you inspired me to do my photos in like a Polaroid frame. I've done this before in a journal, but I'll leave your comment up here. So thank you for the idea, and I'm really hoping that we can share ideas on this video. So if you guys are keeping a gaming journal or have any ideas of things you would put in a gaming journal for Pokopia or really any other game, comment and let me know. Also, let me know if you have been playing this game. Let me know how many hours you've played. If you don't mind, comment and let me know how many hours you've played. I feel like this game is taking over a lot of people's lives right now. And then I guess I already started cutting those, but I did quickly want to show you that for my favorite Pokemon spread, I'm thinking of doing like this Pokemon looking card frame of sorts with a picture actually from Pokopia, the game, if that makes sense. So the card is like a scanned in Pokemon card, and then the image up here is from Pokopia. And then these are just some of my favorite Pokemon cards I printed out because I love the artwork that I thought I might cut out and decorate with. But when I do the spread for my favorite Pokemon, I'm thinking of using these. This game, if you don't know, is similar to Animal Crossing, and a lot of people compare it to Minecraft. I would say it's mostly like Minecraft in the fact that it's blocky and that you can pretty much build whatever you want. And there is a decent amount of crafting in the game as well. So it's similar in that way, but it's not a survival game like Minecraft is. I think this game is the most comparable to Animal Crossing. I think some of the music is similar to Animal Crossing. I think the flowers remind me of Animal Crossing flowers. The characters and their dialogue, although they're Pokemon in this game, remind me of some of the characters in Animal Crossing. I kind of feel like they did a similar thing where in Animal Crossing there are kind of like the character types, like, of course I'm going to space on them now, but like the jock character or the athletic, whatever they call it, the cute personality type, the sisterly personality type, those kind of things in Animal Crossing. This game has that kind of, but I have not figured out like the rhythm or the pattern to it. But certain Pokemon, for example, there's some Pokemon that call you sweetie, and there's some that say like howdy and stuff. So I've just kind of noticed there's a kind of a similar like set personality traits like there are in Animal Crossing that I've noticed. And then even some of the furniture items remind me of Animal Crossing. And then I think the last thing that really reminds me of Animal Crossing is the way that time passes by in real time. The game is set with your Switch, Nintendo Switch clock, and whatever time it is when you're playing on your Nintendo is the time it is in the game. And that kind of to me gives like this relaxing vibe because you don't feel rushed, and it's addictive because you want to log in every day because there's kind of like daily things that you can do that reset every 24 hours. So definitely I think you would like this game. If you have not played it and you like Animal Crossing, I think you would like it. And then if you're not playing it because you don't have a Switch 2, I totally understand. I hope you can get one soon if you want one, but they are very expensive. I haven't played very many AAA games in a little while because of how expensive they are. I do play a lot of indie games on my Steam Deck, and then my Switch 2 is where I'm playing all of these AAA kind of games. So here are my Polaroids. I need to separate them by which ones are inspiration and which ones I've already built. These little ones, this one, these ones are the ones that I've already built. These ones are my inspiration. And I have always loved games where you can build and decorate. So other games that I love to decorate in, even if I don't completely love the rest of the game, are Disney Dreamlight Valley, of course Animal Crossing, Star Sand Island. I've even decorated in Moonstone Island, which is a creature collection game. So that's very much like not the main thing in the game, and I still have decorated a good amount in that game. And yeah, I'm sure there are others. I like the game Tiny Glade and Town to City as like city builder games. Those are really fun. Kind of like a free-form decoration type of game. But yeah, I'd love to see if you guys have a gaming journal. I think you can post a photo of it in my like community if you're a subscriber, I think. I hope so. I'll check and see if you can, because I would love to see you guys post either things you've built in games or your gaming journals or your reading journals. I think that would be really fun to share and get inspiration from one another. Okay, and I think I will go with my pink header for this first page. When it comes to these kind of spreads for video games, I'm torn between going all the way in as much as I can on the style of the game and making the spreads reflect the video games themselves. But seeing as I play a pretty broad range of video games and a lot of them have very distinct art styles, I don't know that I will have like the equipment, the stickers and tapes to go with every kind of game. So I'm going to try to stick to a kind of style that is just with the rest of my ephemera that I normally use in my reading journals and things. So something I have wanted to use in this journal for a while are these Marigona Suli washi tapes, so the colors are very pastel and pretty. I have this like tea party one and this floral one with little moons, and they at least go with Ditto's colors, so I'm thinking of using these in here. Definitely not too far off from like Pokemon art styles, especially since different artists do like Pokemon cards. So one of those cards I printed off is here in the front of my planner, and it's this Lilip card with really beautiful artwork. So yeah, I collect Pokemon cards very, very minimally. I have just like a small binder with a few, and all of them are like from $1 stack, you know, at a local place. I don't have very many fancy or like collectible type of ones, but they're just fun to collect. I just collect all the cute ones. And let me look for any stickers in here. I have more Marigona Suli stickers, but I'm not sure. Let's just see. I'll take these out just in case because the colors go. Maybe that one. Okay, so I think what I'll first do is fold my paper that I want. I'm going to give myself a little more room and move it down from where I marked, and fold this to make an area for me to write my dailies. I think that will work. And I just made it long because you can always cut it and make it shorter, but I don't know how many things I'll want to write in there over time. So I just wanted to give myself plenty of room. And then this little area is for quests, and I'm all the way through the storyline. Like I still have some more quests to do for Pokemon, for just individual Pokemon. But if you have not done all the quests, you could make this little area also have a fold out in case you want to add more quests as you go and you don't know how many you'll need. You could make this a fold out as well. So I'm just going to keep my fold out this area where I plan to write my dailies, reminders of the things I need to do every day in the game, and then this will be like quests, and so it'll just be like bullet points of things I want to do to stay up to date on my quests. So I think those will go there, and in the background I think I will do this pink paper. It's very pink and purple-y, but it's kind of fun. So let's put this down, and this I printed on label paper, just a pattern from Pinterest. So definitely recommend doing that if you have the printer ink and you can't find something you already own that you want to use. Okay, I've erased some of my pencil lines, and now these are some of the flaps I made. I put a Ditto sticker on this one and made it like this little flap. I'm going to round just this corner up here. And then the back side, I'm going to do inspiration. So these pictures of different inspirational builds I want to try. And I'm going to link my Pinterest board where I saved all of these to give everyone credit for their designs. This one is by the Zobeen, and she has a YouTube channel. I've seen a lot of her stuff, and these builds specifically look like mobile homes. They look really cute. So I'm going to use some of these on my inspiration board. And I'm going to put some of this washi tape up here. I also printed off the berries from the game because I thought those would be really cute. So I might decorate with these and just go with this like pastel-y fruit ditto kind of theme. Okay, I'm going to put some of these down and then we'll write our dailies. Okay, and now with one of my tombos, I'm going to write, I think I might do a blue just to tie in like the berry color schemes. Here's a sample, and I'll try these two blues on there. Dailies, I think this one looks good. That one's a little light. Okay, so I'm going to use this darker blue Tombow, and it's in the color 528. I'm going to write dailies. I'm already spelling it wrong. You know what? That might have to be good enough. And then we'll do quests over here. It's actually called requests in Pokopia. So I'm going to do requests. Printed off more headers because I did not like the ones that I did, which I kind of should have known. I don't really like my handwriting very much, which as someone who journals a lot can be difficult, but there are workarounds. So I made these headers that match my main header in the same Pokemon font from Canva. And if you guys want these, I can just link my Canva template where I printed all these off from if you're interested. And I also have a video on how I print things from Canva if you're curious. I do pay for the like paid version of Canva. I think this font might be for premium like membership paid version, so just let me know if you'd want that. I know a lot of you are really talented and have really great handwriting, so I bet a lot of you could copy this font from Pokemon too. I actually have my dailies written in my Filofax that I take everywhere with me because it's my wallet. And so I'm just going to write these on here. And then the fold out would be for anything else I want to write, or like lists of things I want to remember. Sometimes if you ever quit playing the game, but you don't want to forget to do something next time you play, I like to write a note down. So I'm just going to transfer over these dailies and I'll read them to you. I'm actually going to use this green gel pen from the Moonlight Jelly Roll collection, and this color is right there, 32031. And the first daily I'm going to write is check the shops. The shops check the PC for new items and new recipes. The PC has a shop in it, and some of the items are reoccurring, but there's always a daily section that is refreshed every day. And sometimes there are really good recipes that I don't have yet, so I'm going to put check the PC shop. The second one is to check for all of the ripples in each biome where you can find items in those, and you can also find new recipes. Third is visit a dream island, which you can do once a day. You can go multiple times, but it'll be the same island randomly generated once per day. To collect more materials. And it's different based on, I think, the plushie you use, or it's different based on the biome you're in when you use the plushie. I'm not super sure. Let me know if you know. I think it's the biome you're in determines what resources you'll be able to find at the Dream Island. Then the fourth one I'm going to put is trade in honey for furniture from the bee Pokemon, Vespiquen, or whatever her name is. If you trade her honey, she will give you 4 furniture items you can pick from, and you can trade with her each day to get all 4. And they are often reoccurring items that you already have, but they usually have a different pattern that you may not have, which you can then show it to Smear Guru and he will learn the pattern. So I like to trade with the bee, trade honey for furniture, every day. Next, I'm putting gather veggies and berries. And then I'm gonna leave my 6th one empty. I was gonna put gather veggies and gather berries as 2 different things, but I feel like that's pretty much the same. So I'm gonna put that, and then if you have a 6th daily you like to do, let me know, and I'll put that there. And then I will just put extra notes inside, but I really like that. And then for requests, I will probably fill this in later when I'm playing the game. I have some requests, but without looking at the game, I'm not really sure what they are. So I will use this to remind me of requests that I'm working on. This little box, I just want to log my hours played. I'm thinking of just checking in once a month or so and seeing how many more hours I've played. Since I've had the game for about a month, I'm going to write on here just my first month's hours. I'll just write the hours and the date that I pulled the information from, and I'm going to use one of these 2 colors. Maybe this more bluish purple one. It's number 553. Let's just do a border. There we go. And now with my beige in 990, I'm going to just highlight every other line. And I am at 93 hours in the game, which I think I will just write with this Muji pen. I will write 93 hours, April 22nd. There we go. And now I want to put some inspiration on this flap, so on this side of it and on this side, I think. So some of my inspirational builds are over here, I'll show you. And again, I will link the Pinterest board where I collected all of these, so hopefully you can find the originator of the idea. Some of them, it was obvious, some of them it wasn't. First, I have this little like farmer's market. If you can see that over there, that's one of the Poke Centers. So making just little booths, like open stalls for shops next to them would be really cute. In the main withered wasteland area. Another thing for that wasteland area I think I might do are more like outdoorsy type of setups like this, where it is a camper van, kind of like you've gone camping. So adds that outdoor kind of market, natural element. That's what I'm going for in my withered wastelands. And this one is by the Zobean, like I already said. She has a channel here on YouTube. This is in the Bleak Beach area. And it is kind of similar to something I've done, but I really liked the stone on the bottom of these houses and the arched waterways, or arched like paths with water going in between, and I might put some boats like they did. I think that is a great idea. Next is this bridge that's just really pretty with flowers all on the top and vines hanging down. Simple but really beautiful, and could add this anywhere. Next is this area, kind of hard to see. I can pop all these pictures up on the screen so you can see them in better quality. But this reminds me of the Gerudo lands in some of the Zelda games, specifically like Echoes of Wisdom. If you've played that game and if you like Zelda, the Echoes of Wisdom is more of the chibi style of Zelda, and this build kind of reminds me of that like deserty town. And then I have this one, which I've actually already referenced for one of my builds. I did not use the same colorways, and I made the roof a lot taller, but this was a juice shop. And I still want to reference her great idea where she put like bottles and things on the counter. I am still collecting items, so I don't have everything yet, so I wanted to include this photo. And then this one is much more monochrome and whites and golds, but I thought was really pretty. So I saved this one as well. And those are the inspiration pictures I have so far. Let's see how many will fit on one side, and maybe we'll just do one side for now. Tea break. I have this blue plaid as well I could put on this page. That could be cute, or I could put it back here and you would just see some of it. You know what, maybe I'll do that, and maybe I'll leave this as just a space to write. And then inspiration could be here, and I could still do could do this whole thing inspiration, and then I could do my own builds on this and my favorite Pokemon over here. I could do a lot of things. We might do a lot of things because I kind of like this visual break of the paper color and just writing on here maybe. I think just to make this go farther, instead of pasting it all on one page, I'm going to cut a strip that will peek out behind here, and then I'm going to use the rest in pieces behind the Polaroid looking inspirational pictures. There we go. Okay, so I just wrote a couple notes around, such as Bleak Beach inspo, Withered Wastelands, and I wrote reminds me of Zelda, and I put upscale area in Rocky for short for Rocky Ridges. That's where I want to do this type of thing. So with that, this little spread is done. Okay, now we can do this area, which will be for my favorite builds that I've done, and I have a couple here I made bigger. So this is what my palette town looks like right now. I made a juice bar inspired by one of those images, but I made a taller townhome building next to it, and this is the juice bar with trees that you can use for the juices above it. And then this is my Bleak Beach area that's really developed, where I put all of these townhomes in different textures, and each one has a shop underneath and an apartment on the second floor. The bottom floor of this one has a coffee shop. This one is a school. This one is a plant shop. And this one I think is just an apartment on top and bottom. And then all of them have apartments on the top. So I want to put these, and then these are behind my juice shop. I have an oasis area that's like a resort with a pool with a waterfall, some nice pathing, a pond, and beach chairs and things like that. I still am gathering furniture, so a lot of my builds aren't really done yet. So this page, I think I will just do one side and leave the other side empty for future builds. Here is my header. This page, I think I will keep really simple and just do some of this washi tape on the top and bottom, and then a gel pen type of border on the edges. Comment and let me know what video game you want me to make spreads for next. I'm open to doing ideas for games I haven't played, but some games I have played are Coral Island, Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, Fields of Mystria, and all of the Zelda games. I've also played some more indie games that I could recommend to you guys that are cheaper if you have Steam on your computer or a Steam Deck. But yeah. I've also thought about streaming. I've actually streamed a couple times just because I personally watch streamers, and so I really enjoy that. But I know not everyone on my channel probably cares for that. So if you do want to see a stream of like Pokopia or anything else, let me know, because I thought about maybe doing that every so often. I love books, as you can tell by my reading journal videos, and I love video games for the storytelling in them. I think books and video games are actually pretty similar in terms of my camera ran out of battery. But I was just saying that I think I've always been drawn to stories and video games for similar reasons, in that they can kind of bring you into a new world and get you lost in a story. So if you are watching this and for whatever reason you don't game or you're new to gaming, hopefully my channel can be an encouraging space to try whatever hobby you want. But I would definitely recommend gaming. If you like stories, there are a lot of story-driven games. For example, there is a game I like called Coffee Talk that is an indie game available on Nintendo and on PC. And it's a very affordable game, and it's a very narrative game where you run a coffee shop, you make drinks for people, so there's a little mechanic of making drinks for the customers. It's set in a world where there's like orcs and vampires and different mythical creatures are like normal, and they come to your coffee shop and they tell you about their stories and the different things they're experiencing, and you just listen. And then there's some other mechanics, like I said, like the making drinks for them and stuff like that. But that's a very simple in terms of you don't need to know how to use two joysticks, like one for looking around and one for walking. If you're really new to games, it's a very good entry game, I think. But my favorite games are either games that have a lot of decorating and customability in them, or games like Zelda that are RPGs with puzzles and some fighting. But the main thing I love about those games is not really the fighting or even the puzzles, although I do love puzzles. It is the kind of storyline and this like grand adventure you're going on. So if you like fantasy books, I definitely think you would like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are the two like newer Zelda games. I think I will put these in here a little bit crooked too. I just think it looks really cute. And the decorating I do in games reminds me a lot of what I like about decorating my journals. It's just like this slow, peaceful, building things over time. That's what I did in Animal Crossing as well, is as I would unlock new furniture items, I would kind of come and then make areas I had decorated a little bit nicer with my new items. But I liked working with even like the limited things I had and just trying to come up with cute concepts. And yeah, I think it's fun even to make something that's not always my favorite aesthetic. Like sometimes there's items in Animal Crossing or Pokopia that are more, I don't know, for lack of a better word, ugly. Like in Pokopia, there's some construction site type of items, and I just still think it's fun to figure out where to put them and make kind of like a construction area, or just figure out how to work with what you have, and then later you're usually rewarded with unlocking more items, and then you can build like the really cute or fun places that are more your style. But yeah, I think I'll just put these couple pictures here and save room for doing more later and keep it really simple. And I haven't been doing such a great job reminding you of different ways to use these kind of spreads, but I hope you can see how you could use these for a game like Animal Crossing. If you don't have a Switch 2 and you can't play this game, I would definitely recommend diving back into Animal Crossing, starting it if you've never played, or diving back in for the 500th time like some of us do, and making a journal spread. I feel like all these spreads so far could be very applicable to Animal Crossing. I think this could be your favorite Animal Crossing builds. I think this could be inspirational builds. All of this is really very applicable to Animal Crossing. You could put hours played. They also have dailies, different daily things to remember to do in Animal Crossing. Yeah, so hopefully, even if you don't play the exact game I play, these spreads are helpful. But please do comment your favorite games. I would love to see if we have similar games we like to play. I really do like everything. I think growing up with brothers, I even like some shooter games. I don't really play them on my own time, but I did download The Witcher 3 because it was on sale. I haven't played it too much, but that's a game that's definitely, to some people, not cozy. I think cozy is, very subjective, and there's definitely ways that us creative, cozy people find to make almost any game cozy. I think that's like a fun part of the cozy gaming community, is that even when we branch out or we admit that we like other games that aren't just cozy games, we usually find a way to play the games in a pretty cozy or relaxed or just fun kind of way. This next spread I'm going to do is my favorite Pokemon. I'm going to try to pick ones that are in the game and make room for future favorites because I have not unlocked all of the Pokemon by any means in Pokopia. And I'm thinking of doing even more of this like tea party type of spread because I have this Pikachu where they're eating a cake. I feel like this goes and again keeps it simple. I'll do elaborate things sometimes, but we don't need to do that for every spread. This would be a great spread to do your favorite villagers from pretty much any farming sim has characters and villagers, so Coral Island, Stardew Valley, that kind of thing. And I have been really into Fields of Mystria, which I actually think this washi tape would go really great for Fields of Mystria. I used the other one by Marigona Suli that I used on the previous spread, the floral purple and pink one, in a Traveler's Notebook Fields of Mystria setup. And I just don't really use that notebook anymore, so I'm thinking of transferring it to here. Let me know if you play that game. And a lot of Fields of Mystria things are similar-ish to Stardew Valley, so I'm trying to think of if I should do spreads for both games in one video, just do Fields of Mystria on its own video, Stardew Valley in its own video. Just brainstorming out loud. I'm not really sure what I should do, but definitely comment and let me know if you have anything you prefer to see. Right now I'm doing like Pokopia on its own because I had so many ideas for spreads, but I'm not sure how many spreads I will make for each game. I think it kind of depends. Some games are like my all-time favorites, but that means I've played them a lot, so I have already kind of done a lot in the game. But Stardew Valley is a game where I like to just start a new save file every so often. So I feel like even though I've played that, a lot of the things in there could still be applicable. So I'm going to cut out these smaller ones. And they're not all super picnic or food related, but this one does have food in it, and they're kind of pink and blue and pastel. So I'm going to cut these out. I didn't know if I wanted each Pokemon card to be the same color, so I just printed like 2 templates for now, and I did do this one with Espeon in there. She is one of my favorites and always has been since the game Pokemon Coliseum, where you can have Umbreon or Espeon follow you. One of my brothers that I grew up playing games with would pick Umbreon and I would pick Espeon, and so those became like our childhood favorites. And so this is a picture of her in Pokopia, and I was thinking of just writing something here about how, you know, I like her or like what I like about her. Maybe like if you really love a Pokemon, you could do a whole spread. That could be fun, of like them with their environment. In this game, you build little environments for the Pokemon to appear. And so you could take a picture of their space you built them. A lot of people do cute cafe builds with their environments and their foods in the builds, so that could be really cool, and you could put a picture of that. I think I'll just do a collective page like this for now for my favorites. And I don't know how many I will have, so that's why I think I'm going to keep some of it a little bit blank. That doesn't really photograph as well, to be honest, or make like for the best finished spread. So I don't know how much the algorithm or whoever likes these spreads when I don't finish them as much, but you know, I'm trying to be realistic and show you an approachable way to do gaming journaling, because I'm sitting down and making all these spreads in like one go, so that's already not very realistic for some people. So I want to keep it, you know, keep it somewhat doable for people. Let's put this at the top as well. I don't think I have an Espeon Pokemon card. I don't really collect them super hardcore, but I feel like I'm about to because I've been watching Pokemon content on YouTube a lot since playing Pokopia, and my son's really into Pokemon, so I've been thinking of taking him to like a Pokemon convention. Let's put this nice Pikachu at the bottom. And I think I will do these little peach berries to tie in with my other spreads and a border in my same purple gel pen. Okay, I actually printed off the title and a couple lighter pink frames, and I went ahead and added Pikachu to one because this is a character from the game that's like a Pikachu, but you know, I won't spoil anything, she's just slightly different. And then I printed off a Sylveon little card because I really like the art style of this one, and that's a card that I want to collect in real life, so I thought that was just like a nice little thing to add. And I printed off a couple more of these. They're lighter pink, and I think they're technically from like a fairy type Pokemon. So I know that like my frames, like I know Pikachu's not a fairy type. So I think I will just, I can always add another page later, trying to keep it not too complicated. I think I might do something like this, not perfectly spaced out, but just kind of like more sporadic. And then I think I will use these few stickers left on here because the theme is kind of tea party, pastel, fruits, and treats type of thing. I think this goes, and then it's like one more Marigona Suli sticker. So it goes with the washi tape and brings in more of this style. I think it will fit here. The little tea bag, of course. And there we go. There's this spread, and it leaves me a bit of room to write about the Pokemon, like in little areas like this and on the cards. I think I will do that later though. And then I think this area where I'm going to write about my thoughts about the game, I think I will just put a simple purple border around the edge. Trying. There we go. Now this is all ready to use. I have my dailies with a fold out to write more ideas of things I want to do. I have a requests area to keep track of requests that I'll probably just put in bullet points later and check them off as I go. I have this little hour log that I can check in monthly or whenever I see fit to track my hours I've been playing with a little ditto. I have this blank space to write thoughts down as I play, or just a review of the game if I want. I have my inspo board. And I have this area for my builds. And I have a favorite Pokemon page. There we go. That is it for now. I really love how all of these spreads turned out, and I'm really excited to use them. And I'll try to give you an update on how that goes and what I'm liking. And I hope this video was helpful to you guys, even if you don't play this game. I really enjoyed making these spreads with you, so let me know what you want to see next. And definitely let me know if you would like to see me stream Pokopia or any other game and just show you how I decorate or how I play. Let me know what you'd want to see. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!